Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your beekeeping host, Larry, and we're back for some more Minecraft. Taking a look at the latest snapshot for bees, which has added like a whole bunch of bug fixes, no pun intended, and also our lovely buzzing friends. So today we're going to check them out and see exactly what they're like and what they do. So, there's a lot of mods out there right now that add different types of bee boxes. Forestry and Pam's Harvest Craft, I think it is, add a couple of different bees where you can put little icons of bees inside of apiaries and then you can harvest honey from them, but none of those actually have a physical mob like these giant derpy bumblebees, and they are absolutely cute. And the whole idea is you go around and you find either a foresty biome, that one over there is on fire, or you find like a plains prairie biome like this one that's full of flowers and some trees, and eventually you'll run into these bumbling guys. They like to zip around and sit on different flowers, and then they spin, and then they start to collect nectar, and once their butts are all sticky and drippy, and no, this isn't like an episode on Pornhub, then they mosey on back over here to one of their hives. If you can follow them, that is. Sometimes it's easier just to look around. Here is their hive right now. And see if it's ready to be harvested. So you can tell if it's ready to be harvested because it's dripping from its various, like, textures. So these two holes here would have a honey icon kind of falling out of them, but it looks like that's not really the case. So they have eggs for these. There is in fact a bee spawn eggs. Let's see if we can't encourage them to go harvest some nectar into this hive and then get it ready to be harvested. So in other mod packs, as you're dealing with the bees, you would normally just walk up and break this beehive to get what's inside of it. Inside of Minecraft, the only thing that'll happen is it'll tick off the bees, for starters. Oh look, he's got a sticky bee butt. Oh, look at him. Look at, or her, I guess most bees are in fact, female. Look at her with her sticky bottom. She's gonna try to find, a hive to go into. I think because I spawned those, they don't really go in here. But then I can walk up with these shears, and I can shear the hive, and it will give me some honeycomb. Let me look for that honeycomb. So if I get 3 of these, then I can actually craft an apiary. So we get some wooden planks, and let me go ahead and craft that into... Oh, I guess I can't. Let me just grab a crafting bench, or a crafting table. So once you've got some honeycomb from a hive that you've waited for, and then you use some shears on it, you'll get these honeycomb. And it can only be harvested when it's full, and you'll be able to create some of these beehives. And beehives are pretty much the exact same thing to this, except these are what you yourself keep your bees in. So let me go over here and just find a nice little spot amongst all these flowers to stick our new hive. And then let's go ahead and just stick it onto some wood for right now, just for the sake of viewing it. And eventually this will start to produce honey. I believe you actually need to have some bees near it that associate this hive with home. Otherwise, nothing will really happen. They'll just wander off, and then that will really be it. The other thing that's really cute about bees is if you have a flower in your hand, much like any other farmable animal in this game, they'll actually follow you and try to get it. And you can click a couple of them to get them all hot and bothered, and they will then proceed to mate and make a new bee. And look, there's our cute little tiny bee. Isn't she just adorable? And then these guys should, in theory, spend some time and fill up this bee box after they do their little, like, sit on the flower and spin routine. Not to be confused with other things that you can sit and spin on the internet. And then this thing should change texture so that it looks like it's full of delicious honey. So that might be a couple minutes, or maybe like an in-game Minecraft day. When I was testing this out before, it seemed like they did it pretty fast, and that was only with a couple of bees. So I'll just spawn a few more of them. And I wonder if you can lead these guys around. Let me get a lead out, get a horse lead. And this may allow us to kidnap additional bees for our purposes. Come here. You're part of our empire. Our Byzantine Empire. Yes, my sweet. Yes, welcome. Welcome. Okay, so you can lure bees over here. Once you've got some bees attached to your hive, it's a heck of a lot easier to actually get them to interact and all of that jazz. And then I'll show you, once they've gotten some stuff in here, exactly how it is that you harvest these, either with the shears or with some empty bottles, which is what you'll need if you want to actually get some honey out of these hives. Looks like everything is on fire for one. Very good start to our day. Have these bees over here gotten anywhere close to producing any... Whoa. Where am I now? I'm in a hole. Producing any honey? It looks like the answer is no. So clearly the answer is more bees. Just lots and lots of bees until there's nothing but a constant swarm of horror in all directions. Oh, here we go. So here's a thing of honey. So if I walk up to this, it'll give me some honey, and it'll piss off all the bees, and so they're all in swarm mode. So every bee attached to this particular wild hive is now pissed off, and if they do decide to sting me, I'll be poisoned for a brief moment. Not nearly as bad as when a witch throws a potion at you. And then whichever bees manage to sting me, after about 20-30 seconds, they will in fact just go and die. You can just run away for a little bit and all the bees will stop being mad at you, but to begin with, they will definitely be pissed. So if you want to actually tame them, that will not be a great solution. Now, once you do get some honey by using a bottle on it, or if you get some of that honeycomb, you do get some honey that you can directly just drink as if it was food. And you can also, inside of your crafting table over here, you can use it as a source of sugar, like you would imagine if you were actually trying to eat any of this. Actually, my crafting table is right over here. So if we just plunk this in here, it will actually give us 3 sugar for 1 bottle of honey. And once you've got a couple of hives going, this is basically just a passive source of food that you can constantly supply and get more energy from. It's kind of one of those things where the more of it you have, the easier it is to make additional ones, because it only takes some honeycomb. And then you can just breed bees in, say, your backyard, and then they'll just keep spitting out more of these. Oh, I can hear them popping in and out of the hives, too. That's kind of neat. I don't know, I think these are, like, really cute. You're, like, playing around with giant, derpy bumblebees with sticky butts. Look at them. Look at their sticky butts. They're drippy. I feel like this audio could be used for something on Pornhub, but that's not the point. Oh, looks like these hives are full already. So this is what they look like once the hives themselves are full up. So we can get some honey out of this one, and if we use our shears on this one, it literally lets us cut the honeycombs out of the hive so that we've got more of it to use to craft. And that basically, in a nutshell, is how bees work. You can block their stings and stuff with shields, and I guess if you wanted to keep them from wandering around, you could, in theory, use a leash to grab a few of them and lure them into your house so that you could use them as like a trapped supply of food so that they don't fly off, because otherwise, when they're in their search for flowers in the environment, which has been required for them to survive and actually be productive, they'll fly way up high and likely avoid every fence that you've ever built. There is another trick that you can use if you want to try and hunt the hive without getting stung. Supposedly you can take a campfire, and then you can place this campfire directly underneath of this beehive, and then the bees will stay inside of it when you decide to come up and give it a snip. However, it does look like it damages the bees if it's too close to the hive, so mileage may vary. Right now, in the earliest parts of this particular snapshot, now that they've actually given us a way to actually get honeycomb, because apparently at one point it couldn't be spawned yet. It's easy enough to just walk up, grab stuff, and leave, because the bees aren't very fast, nor are they very smart. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. This has been a look at the Minecraft bees in the 19W38B snapshot, or the snapshot leading up to 1.15. I'll put the number of this in the video description. Hope you found this interesting, and until next time, I've been your host, Larry. If you're interested in seeing me play some more Minecraft, let me know. I've had a couple people request it. I used to have a series in modded Minecraft called Frontier Force. We could totally reboot that whole thing, and with some vanilla Minecraft, which is actually adding a lot of cool stuff now. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.